Hello there everyone, it's Swacer back again today, and this is going to be our review for Chapter 7 of the Book of Boba Fett, the season finale, and this video is going to be more of me just rambling, giving you guys my overall thoughts about the episode. Overall, I initially gave it a 7 out of 10 upon my first viewing, but after watching it a couple of more times, I think I've bumped it up to an 8. I have mixed feelings about this episode, I'm going to say that right off the bat. It was enjoyable, but I did find it a little bit underwhelming. Now, I do think that a lot of us, including myself, maybe got our expectations up a little bit too high, thinking they were going to be bringing in all of these different bounty hunters that Boba Fett has had a history with in the past, Bossk, Dengar, Embo, the whole lot. I did genuinely feel that that was the direction that they were going, and if you've been watching my videos, you know that I had been theorizing that, but obviously that was not the direction that they went. However, I want to be perfectly clear, that is not the sole purpose as to why I felt this episode was underwhelming. Did I expect these characters to show up? Yes. Was I a little bit disappointed when they did not show up? Yes. However, that is not the fault of Lucasfilm or the creative team. These characters did not need to show up for it to be a good episode. My main concerns with this episode was just the pacing, and the action overall felt a little bit lackluster. And when I say the action felt a little bit lackluster, I'm primarily talking about all of the people from Freetown and the modification crew, because literally any sequence with them I just couldn't take serious. I feel like there was a lot of really weird humor. I couldn't tell who was injured and who wasn't injured, and when they were running away, it felt like they were running really slow, but the droids that were chasing them weren't even trying to hit them. Like, they kept firing behind the people that were running, and they weren't running that fast, and I could totally tell that if the droids just, raised the cannon and fired, where they were headed instead of where they were, then they could have, done some damage. Not that I like seeing people get hurt, but it just felt very dragged on and very just bland. And now, I'm not talking about any of the scenes with Boba Fett and Mando, because Boba Fett and Mando fighting along side by side, that is awesome. The dynamic between those two characters I loved in this episode, and I really hope that we get to see more of it. So then fighting together was awesome. I loved that sequence, and of course Boba Fett riding his Rancor into battle on Tatooine, that was freaking amazing. That was awesome. So those two action sequences in particular were great, but anything with the people of Freetown or the modification crew, it just didn't really sit well with me. And I know I got a little bit heated there, and most of you that know me know that I really like talking about the things that I enjoy about Star Wars. I love focusing on the positive. Every now and then, though, I do, when I'm giving these reviews, I like to think that I'm going to be giving an honest review. So, I'm not one that would let bias get in the way. I did genuinely feel like the action in this episode was not all that I had hoped it would be, but that is not to say that it was a bad episode. That is not to say that I dislike the mod crew, or maybe I a little bit dislike the mod crew. But, what I'm trying to say is it was an overall good episode. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything with Boba Fett, Mando, Boba Fett riding the Rancor. I thought that was great. And my other, major thing that I loved about this episode was Cad Bane. Everything about Cad Bane was just amazing, fantastic. Corey Burton's voice acting for the character was phenomenal. The look of the character, I was a little bit hesitant about when he was first reintroduced into live action back in Chapter 6. But his look was absolutely amazing. I loved it. And all of the dialogue between him and Boba Fett was fantastic. I have mixed feelings on his death. I was a little upset that they actually killed him off. And I do know that people are, kind of holding out hope that maybe he's still alive because the thing on his chest was beeping. I don't want them to bring him back. Did I want them to kill him off? No. But at this point, they have. Boba Fett and him, they've settled their score. And I think it just wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense to bring Cad Bane back after, what had happened in this episode. However, if they do, would I be okay with it? Sure, if they do it right, because I love Cad Bane. But I think, for me, I think he's actually dead. All in all, I really loved the Book of Boba Fett. I thought it was a really good show. There was some major sidetracking going on with episodes 5 and 6, but I wasn't complaining because I love me some great, Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker content. I loved both of those episodes. My favorite episode that focused on Boba Fett, though, was definitely Chapter 2, him with the Tusken tribe. I thought that was great. Even though the finale was a little bit underwhelming for me personally, I still enjoyed it. I still gave it an, I think I'm going to settle with an 8 out of 10. There were some really cool moments, really awesome moments, some less awesome moments, but nonetheless, I thought it was an okay finale overall. And I thought the show itself was really good. I'm also really hoping that Temuera Morrison is able to reprise his role as Boba Fett in other Star Wars projects, or maybe as Captain Rex in the Ahsoka show, or Commander Cody in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. There are rumors that, that might be a thing that is happening, and I would really love to see that come to fruition, because his performance in this series was great. Same with Ming-Na Wen as Fennec Shand. I'd love to see both of them return at some point, maybe in a second season of the Book of Boba Fett. I think that'd be really cool. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I'd probably give the finale an 8 out of 10. It was okay, a little bit underwhelming, but some really awesome parts. Definitely let me know what you thought about the finale and the show as a whole in the comments. Stay tuned for more Star Wars content, and may the Force be with you all, always.